And this is the Mercedes-Benz Rangers postgame show. 2 games on the road in 2 days. 2 games against teams with a combined 80 wins. 2 games with 2 different goaltenders. 2 wins, 1 goal against. How was your weekend? Welcome inside the Delta MSG studios, everyone. John Giannone alongside Steve Valiquette. Rangers with a most improbable 2-0 win over the Carolina Hurricanes to complete a weekend where they beat the Lightning on Saturday, the Hurricanes on Sunday, and they do it behind the brilliance of Alexander Georgiev in net. You heard me. Alexander Georgiev in net.
Listen, I don't know whether to laugh or cry, okay? Because if you play that game over 10 times, the Rangers lose 9. But here's the thing. This is also, by and large, the way this season has been. They've always found a way. There was points in this game, especially when I look to when Hedl wrapped in that puck that was an empty net, where they got the soft call from the referee. That didn't rattle this team at all. Nothing seems to rattle this team. In this game, though, there was so much pressure from Carolina. They gave away the puck. The Rangers did 17 times. You know how many giveaways they had last night against Tampa? 0.
Yeah.
0. So they went from a game that they managed the puck really well and played toe-to-toe with one of the league's best to hanging on for their dear lives against the Carolina Hurricanes tonight, but they still get the same outcome. Look, happy and enthusiastic for a win because any win's a good win in the NHL. You don't want to certainly play like that and think it's going to be a consistent remedy for winning through the rest of the way. But once again, this team finds a way, so you have to celebrate that. You have to celebrate that. Your goalie stepped up and gave you a great game. That game meant a lot to Georgiev, and that game meant a lot to Chris Kreider. And I think that the group, again, found a way to show that to the management, the pulse of our team is here, and if you think we're going to break down, we're going to break out, and that's another good one for the team. This is the trade deadline tomorrow.
Right.
Management's got to make a decision, and hopefully they add and help this group because they've got such a heart.
And listen, it matters because it's another game in the bank account of character, which you're going to tap into at some point during the postseason. And it's another game in which the Rangers proved if they have to play that way, they possibly can still come out with a victory. And they did it behind the 2 players you mentioned, Georgiev and then Chris Kreider. You talked about the goal that was disallowed for a quick whistle by the referee, Chris Rooney. That happened 55 seconds before Chris Kreider scored the only non-empty net goal of the night, and it was his 41st goal of the year.
Here's a guy that gets into the face-off circle and goes in to win, not tie up and get a 50-50 play, but he goes in to win the face-off. And you have to like the fact that he not only does that so quickly, but watch where he goes, immediately to where he is going to help the team the most. It's not about him, it's about the group. He gets support from Lafreniere, and now they switch. And this is key because what Kreider wants to do is he wants to get lost in defensive coverage, and he wants to find a new path to the front of the net. That allows Lafreniere to kick it back to the point. Trouba doesn't dust it off. He's not going to stick handle this 2 and 3 times. Delivers it because he knows Kreider's there, and they get the deflection. That's the one play that works really well against Carolina. They do not clamp down on sticks well. They don't get under sticks well. They want to box out. That's the one way you can get to this club. The Rangers proved that they were able to break through Carolina's tough defense that way.
Chris Kreider's favorite line, a rising tide lifts all boats. The work from Lafreniere in the corner, the shot by Trouba. Kreider scores his 41st, tied for second in the NHL with Leon Draisaitl behind only Auston Matthews of Toronto. That gave the Rangers a 1-0 lead. They took it into the third period despite having been outshot 29-10 at that point. And Alexander Georgiev had to make 15 more saves in the third period. A total of 44 saves for his 7th career shutout on a night that he is not going to soon forget. Sam Rosen said it, and I tend to agree with him. All things considered, this was probably the best game he played as a Ranger.
That's fair. That's fair. And he had the big game on his birthday against the Leafs before that. What was that, 55 saves, I believe it was? So he's had those big nights before. But under the pressure, under the circumstance, you can imagine. Put yourself in this guy's skates for a moment. He's probably going on the ice tonight saying, this could be my last game as a Ranger. That fleeting thought goes through an athlete's head. He goes out and performs. It doesn't become a distraction. It became a motivator. It helped push him, and it tightened his focus. Look, I never thought that you'd see a night go by like this with this many shots, this many shot attempts, and no rebounds, really. He did a great job of controlling the puck, and that's really how a goaltender is measured. It's the shots from the outside. Can you stop it, and can you control it? And that's exactly what he did. When he didn't keep the puck, it was going to the corner, so his defenseman could be first to get there. But he had a night where he was dynamic, he was driven, he was certainly playing with a lot of emotion and enthusiasm. And I remember hearing about him when he was with the Hartford Wolfpack. And his goalie coach at the time, Eric Raymond, said he plays with the drive and the will of an NHL goalie. Before he came up to the New York Rangers, he's been a young goalie, an up-and-coming guy that plays this way. So it was nice to see it again, because I think that, by and large, John, through a season and everything he's had to deal with, it's been a bit of a demotion for him, because he thought when Henrik retired he was going to be next in line. It didn't shake out that way. Now, I'm sure that at some point he'll say, I wish I had handled it better, because he's really not really embraced the backup role. It's not for everybody. And I understand that with him. He wants to be a number one. He proved that he can be a number one tonight. Now you just got to do it over and over again. But I think that he should be very happy with his time as a New York Ranger. And I'm sure that after this one, he's hoping it's not tomorrow. I know there's rumors out there, and we'll wait and see. But he definitely left a great impression.
But, Steve, when you look at some of these numbers tonight, 94-36 was the shot attempt differential in this game. Analytics can tell a story about a game, but it doesn't always predict the result of a game.
Yeah.
So you're so knee-deep in analytics. Is it going to be as simple as Alex Georgiev stole this game for the Rangers? How did they win a game where there was that much puck possession from the opposition team?
Yeah, it's very rare that you can see that many shot attempts going one way and have the quality of the Rangers' shots being almost three times less on the shot attempts, being that quality that it would override the volume. So that's rare. The one thing that it shows me, though, is, okay, of course, one team had the puck the whole night, but it's all about puck possession. And Carolina, when you watch them play, they are a volume shooting team. So a lot of the shots were from the outside. But the whole method behind the madness for Carolina is they want to recover the second and third puck and then get the grade A scoring chance, because now you've chased out of your structure to try and find rebounds, even when you're recovering them to the corner, and then they try you east to west. I don't really think they got there, though, because every time they recovered their second and third rebounds when they were in the corners, did they really generate grade A chances? Off the rush, they did. They had their breakaways, they had their looks. Now, should the Rangers want to play this way the next time against Carolina? Certainly not, right? You can't. I mean, you can't get out-chanced that badly. But volume to volume, and then you're looking at quality, maybe it won't be as Carolina advantage as we think, quality-wise.
Interesting.
It'll be a stolen win for Georgiev,
Right.
but I don't think we're going to see a 6 or 7 expected goals. I think it'll be more like a 4.
Well, we're going to have Hank here on Tuesday to talk about it as well, and the Rangers face the New Jersey Devils.